Let's get this started. Let's get this party started. What's good, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? This is the After Dark session of Ty Boogie Live. Now, I mean, as you can see, the lights are out. It's nighttime. I need to get like a neon light for the back that says like After Dark or something like that. I feel like that'd be fire. But yo, we got a good show today. Now, I mean, we got a little bit of everything. We're going to be talking about DDG, Zion Williamson and Mariah Mills. You know, I don't know if y'all know, but Zion Williamson, he's basically in a whole grape allegation right now. And it's crazy just seeing it because I feel like we're seeing the same stories over and over again. But without further ado, in the comment section right now, put a W if you're watching. If anybody's out there, if anybody is, you know, tuning in to your boy right now, feel free to tap in before we get started. Now, I mean, just so I know you can hear me. And I know we good, all right? Okay, I'm seeing a little 1-2. Hold on, I gotta get it pulled up on my other phone because it's kind of hard to see it. But yo, shout out to everybody that untapped in. If you watching the after broadcast, yo, do me a favor, go follow me on Twitch. I am also streaming on Twitch right now. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube right now. So if y'all could go follow me on Twitch, Ty Boogie Live. That's where you'll get the notification straight to your phone when I'm live. But yo, what's up, Andre? What's good? What's good? You tapped into another live. But yo, without further ado, we got to get started. Now, I mean, because all of this is being recorded. All right. So the first thing we're going to read is the Halle Bailey. All right, first thing we're going to do, we're going to read these text messages. This is between Halle Bailey and DDG. Now, I mean, a lot of people was, you know, they was at DDG's neck. When this first came out, that DDG was possibly putting hands on Halle Bailey, what they were saying. They were saying, yeah, we knew it. You know, she had no business being with him in the first place. You know, he just a broke streamer. You know, they was really egging as if DDG is broke and Halle Bailey got money because she's mainstream. You know, she signed and all that. Little did they know, DDG. Now, I just put it like this. Son posted his money a couple of days ago, maybe like a week or something ago. And he posted how much he made on Twitch last month in May. Son made $12 million in May. Let me just put y'all on game real quick. Most people that sign to like big record labels or they're in the mainstream, they're like in a movie, unless they're the main character on multiple movies, you're not just the main character on one mainstream movie that's in a movie theater. And you're making $12 million in a month consecutively. Now, Son didn't say he made it consecutively, but we know DDG has been making money online for a minute. So for everybody to be calling him broke and stuff is just a testament of people they're not really hit to the times. Like I feel like there's still people that go online and they see people that do what I'm doing and they be like, yeah, what is this? And then they get on the radio and they respect that more. Listen, like the next generation, like to all my OGs out there, no disrespect, but the next generation, they watch podcasts. They listen to podcasts. They're not sitting by the radio, now I mean, like y'all used to, now I mean, in the LL Cool J music videos. This is the future. So people that's hip on YouTube, people that's hip on podcasts, live streaming, I said it in my last live, this is the future. So saying that DDG is small compared to Halle Bailey, to me, it just tells me how much people really just aren't hip to the times, if I do say so myself. But anyways, y'all, we're going to read these text messages real quick. I'm going to look in the chat. What's up? DM Edits. What's good? All right, we got anybody on Twitch? I don't see nobody on the Twitch. It's all good, though. It's all good. We're going to keep it rolling. So, all right, so boom. So here are the text messages right here. All right. I ain't make a whole video about this because I try not to make my content on my page just like everybody else's content. I try to hit things like at a different angle. Pause. No Diddy. All right, so here we go right here. All right, so DDG said the trust issues are becoming overwhelming. Maybe that's for the best. I put in too much time and effort into making you happy as you have. Yo, if I'm reading kind of slow right now, hold on. I got to zoom in because I dead can't see right now. I'm like, yes. Why is this not zooming in on the actual? Yeah, I'm like trying to read it, but shit is mad small. All right. We just gonna fast forward. In your eyes, you have did nothing wrong. It's frustrating, and I'm over it. I'm no longer entertaining this argument. I need to work on becoming more successful, like Jay-Z, like you said. Then maybe you'll take my vision of becoming a big label owner serious instead of shitting on my dreams every second you get. She said, you don't want to be with me. That's okay. I will never beg anyone. I will be successful. I don't need to be, anytime somebody sends you individual messages like this, like just individual messages, as if they can't compose this all in one message, just know they're somewhere with their phone in their hand, sick to their stomach. They're mad. You know what I mean? Because for you to not just put all of this in a paragraph and you just, I'll be successful, send. I don't need nobody but myself. Send. Like, bro, you got to be somewhere with an attitude. You're looking at your phone with your face like this. You know what I mean? So anyways, let's continue. I don't need nobody with someone who is going to demean me. You like me insecure. It makes you feel good about yourself. I'm not doing this anymore. F you. Don't come to my funeral. What the heck? Yo. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, don't come to my funeral. F you. Be happy. These are the last text messages you get from me. All right, cool. Now I mean, like once you get that message, you like, all right, smooth. The last message I'm getting from you, cool. I could go to sleep. Like people be thinking that you giving somebody a L when you say this is the last message. It's the last time you gonna hear from me. I know I'm crazy, but this the last time you gonna hear from me. All right, as if I'm supposed to be like, damn. Like, I wish Crazy Sally would call me back. I don't know too many brothers that's worried about the crazy girl. All right? If you send it, this is the last message. I've been there before, fellas. If you send, this is the last message, and then you send some more messages, I think that's warranted for me to call the police. Because this motherfucker crazy. All right, let's keep going. You throw it in my face, all my insecurities, but something bad happens. Don't say nothing. Yeah, she's going in a direction of like something's gonna happen to me. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what she's jacking, and you'll regret it. I'm kind of skipping over because there's a lot of damn messages. Go back to effing thoughts. Just admit it. All these messages with no reply just gives me crazy girl vibes. Know what I mean? I will go and fly and be just fine in heaven without any of this, without any of you rude ass people making me feel bad about myself. And you can show these text messages to whoever you want. Oh, all right, so she asked for it. And this is back in 22. How old is their son? Oh, yeah. So this is kind of fresh. So basically he replied, he was in the shower. Yo, hopping in the shower, bro, mid-argument, just, you know what I mean? You just don't care, bro. Or you, most likely you looking at your phone and you're just like, I'm not about to be doing this with her. Like, I'm good. All right, smooth. I just want to resolve things that I want to die. I never want to. Yo, listen, because I don't want to read all of this. This is a lot of stuff. T, you say, are you late? Now, you're not late. This is what I want to say about these text messages. All right. So the allegations was that DDG was putting hands on this girl, right? From these text messages, and I don't know if I could find a post or if I found a post. Let me show you. I don't think I found a post. But Shorty was on some, I'm trying to see where she was like threatening him, and I think she cut him and everything. Oh, I'm going to unalive myself tonight. Like, these are things that you definitely should take serious. I'm not sitting here trying to make a mockery out of this, but if I'm a judge, right? I'm a judge. Judge Boogie. Let me turn one of my lights on. All right? The world is yours. Matter of fact, we're going to go ace. All right, we're going to turn both of them on. Listen, if I'm a judge and I see this right here, all blue fit is clean, bro. Yo, shout out to my boy, my Planet Fitness brother right here. Appreciate the $5, bro. It's my Planet Fitness bro right here. Yo, son be in there getting active. Y'all go subscribe to him too, all right? But yo, listen. If I'm a judge, Judge Boogie, right? Judge Boogie residing. If I'm a judge and I get some allegation that your man is putting hands on you or something, right? And I'm reading the paper, I'm looking at the paper, and I'm like, damn, like, I hope this ain't true. Like, this shit sound crazy. Like, what the hell kind of domestic violence y'all got going on? Everything I'm about to say is allegedly, by the way, right? What kind of domestic violence y'all got going on, right? That's what I'm thinking. The minute I get these text messages, I'm now looking at you like this, like, ma'am, is this you? Is this you? Because now this is showing me what kind of character you got. Like, what kind of person are you? You know what I mean? Some things like, all right, I need a little background on this person's character. And you know what I feel like the biggest problem about stuff like this is? Now, I don't know what's true and what's not. But if I see these text messages, I'm automatically looking at her like, I don't really know if I could take your words. Like, this is giving me crazy girl vibes. And I know the ladies is saying, oh, it's postpartum. Okay. Okay. But here's my thing about postpartum. How much is too much? Like, us dudes, I think that's one of the hardest things for us. We don't know what it's like to have a period. We don't know what it's like to have postpartum. We don't. But does that mean we have to accept verbal abuse? Oh boy, it is postpartum. Because now, what if he's going through like a mental moment and he's talking to her like this? What excuse does a man have? And y'all know me, I'm very much, in the middle. I don't try to pull I'm on the man's side, I'm on the women's side, but it's really a thing for guys. Like, we don't really know how to handle these situations, because if we handle it out of context, out of context, then it's automatically pulled. You should have just understood she was on her cycle. You should have just understood she was on postpartum. Okay, but how do I reply to that? You know what I mean? Like, should you not learn how to kind of control what you got going on instead of putting it all on me to just receive it all? Now, if he was putting hands on her because, she was doing all this, then of course I'm not with none of that. But still, at the end of the day, how much is too much? I'm gonna off myself. She was cutting him. There was pictures of him getting cut. Like, how much is too much? And like I said, all the ladies pulled the postpartum.
So news just broke that DDG posted some screenshots of Halle's outburst, mental health outburst. But there's one thing that I don't know if you guys caught that I noticed. If you look at the text messages or screenshots that he posted, it says viewed, right? When it was viewed. It also, if you notice the bubble, very elongated. That's number 2. Number 3, the dates, how the dates are posted under each text message is also another key thing to look at, right? But if he has an iPhone, this is how the text messages show from dates way back. And when's the last time you've seen a text message that says viewed and not read?
Okay, so I see exactly what she's saying, y'all. These text messages don't look like they're just, the regular screenshots, right? I mean, I would think that if you're filing some type of court document, right? I mean, this could just be me. There's probably like a different software or different place that this stuff gets pulled. Yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't just get pulled from screenshots, because that's probably not credible. You know what I mean? You can adjust a screenshot. So I'm pretty sure in the court of law, they have their way of pulling messages, or they will tell you there's a certain way they want the messages exported. Therefore, they have the dates, whether or not it was seen, whether or not, like, they have all of this stuff right there on the PDF. So she's trying to, go the whole route of, this is, fake messages and stuff like that. I don't think they would pull it from screenshots. This looked like it was pulled from a different source. But again, people want to hop on the bandwagon of finding a way to say, nah, this man is lying. But when it was her, they were so quick to be like, yeah, he's an abuser. Yeah, why are you with her? Why are you with him?
Somebody stabbing you in social media. Imagine somebody stabbing you in social media is asking if the person who stabbed you is okay. That's what's going on with Halle right now. Because like I told y'all what's going to happen, social media is now seeing DDG as the bad guy for releasing all the messages between him and Halle. They're saying she's justified in trying to end it all with the kid, even end DDG, harming him due to the fact of postpartum. Literally, all of them keep saying all her actions are normal due to postpartum, and DDG did not do a good enough job as a father of Halo in trying to help her get over this. You guys do know a lot of those messages are before she ever was pregnant with Halo.
How are y'all blaming him? Blaming him for not comforting her enough to where she wasn't spazzing out like this. She's spazzing out on this man, and what y'all have came up with was, why wasn't he comforting her? Why did he not put her in such a safe place that she doesn't go crazy on him and threaten him? Why? Ladies, and this crazy part is, it probably ain't really for the ladies that subscribe to me, because if you subscribe to me, most likely you take accountability. But to the other ladies, this is why they say 100 women against accountability. This is why. It's like I said in one of my videos, if it's a woman, y'all are going to back her regardless. If it's a man, the men are going to back him regardless. You lose credibility as a person if you're one of those people that's like, I'm on their side just because I'm on their side. No, you should always be in the middle. Now, you should always be on the right side, not just a side because that's the team that you play for. No, you should always stand up for truth. But too many times on social media, I'm blocking the chat. But too many times on social media, everybody wants to just hop on the bandwagon of whatever the female said, whatever the male said.
She had trackers hidden in this man's stuff in his baby's bag in order to follow him around and know where he is.
That is illegal. You cannot put trackers on people, y'all. I know it's something that a lot of people don't report or you don't really hear a lot, and it probably seems like something easy to do. You're not actually allowed to put a tracker on somebody without them knowing. That's illegal. So just right there, we got something. You know what I mean?
Broken up, she threatened ending it all because she thought that DDG was out with Lala crushing in Mexico. She threatened to get rid of baby Halo because DDG did not want to be with her anymore because of her manipulative ways. But somehow you guys are saying that she is no way in the wrong in this situation. Social media is purely based off emotion, not common sense.
That shit is a fact. And I'm not going to lie. I think that's why I'm kind of thriving in this space on YouTube right now, because I think I'm tapping into the common sense of things. That's really what I try to do on my platform. Like, not even so much common sense, but I try to pull logic instead of emotions. Because a lot of people are getting on these platforms and microphones and posting and Instagram pages, and their post is just emotions. And it's like, yo, if you look at this stuff that's right in front of you, you could kind of, you'll come up with a more concrete answer. But there's something else that I want to talk about. Put the camera on me, DJ. Yo, listen, DJ D-Rec, put the camera on me. All right, listen. This is going to get a little... Listen, y'all, I'm going to put it like this. I got a lot of homies, right? Got a lot of homies, and a lot of my homies got kids, right? And I notice a pattern with the women that they have kids with. When they're with the women, it's good. They're sweet women from at least what they tell me. Let me take my chain out when I say this, because the Lord got to be with me for this one. All right, I don't want to do too much, create too much trouble. But the woman seems like such an innocent being from a distance. Then they break up. The woman now tries to control the homie's time with the kid because she can no longer control his time because he's single. My homies are all active dads. I had I'm not even gonna bring that. I'll bring it up. I had a moment with a friend where we was talking about him and his kids. You know what I mean? Or him and his kid. And I let it be known, I will only deal with you as long as you deal with your kids. I'm not hanging with nobody that's in question on whether or not they're gonna deal with their kids, all because of the mom. That I do not. I can't vibe with. Can't have you around me. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. But like I said, let's go back to the baby moms. So boom. Every time one of my homies break up with their baby moms, the baby mom try to control the dude with the kid. And when they see that does not work, they now try to attack the man on what kind of dad he is. When all the while is no, you just played all your cards. You cannot play the ace of I'm your girl, so you need to be home, or I'm your girl, so you need to be telling me what you got going on in life. Can't play that card. You can't play any of your cards. It's over. You know, I am not with you anymore. You can't play the card of, I don't deal with my kid. You're never with your child, you know, because you clearly be having your kids. See, I don't want to get you passionate in this. I don't want to get you passionate because I'm gonna say too much. But what I'm saying is, a woman scorned is a woman that could do anything. I'm not gonna say this is all women, but a lot of women try to control their baby fathers through the kid. And then if that doesn't work, they start to attack the man. I see this a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm going to leave it there. So whenever I hear these stories of the baby mom, especially once the man moves on, oh my God. When she sees that there's no way of coming back. Like, there's no way of really being back in that position of control in that man's life. Woo! Boy, you playing with fire. You was playing with fire. Fellas, keep all the documents. Just like DDG, keep all the text messages. Because when that emotional side kicks in, logic goes out the window. So it doesn't matter what you think you're doing. It doesn't matter how consistently you have your child unless you can prove it. And then I would even say this. You know what? I'm not going to say that. All I would say is document everything. Document everything. All right? We gonna get off of that because I am gonna get a little too passionate, and we don't need to stir nothing up. We don't need to stir nothing up. All right. Let me read the chat real quick. This sucks. Bitterness looks so bad on beautiful women. Facts. But if you ask me, a lot of times it's about control. All right. A lot of people just want to be in control over somebody that they felt like they had a say so on before. Once you break up, it does not matter that we have a child together. All we have is a child together. That's it. We are two people that are splitting a child. My whereabouts have nothing to do with you. What I do has nothing to do with you. As long as the child is not in harm or in danger, I ain't even got to share with you too much about what the child's doing over here. If she wants to go home or he wants to go home and tell you about what's going on, then by all means. But a dad does not have to feel like he has to prove himself to the baby mom, okay? To the child's mother. He should just be a good dad. Now, things get alarming. Then the mother should, but a lot of mothers, they use this as a way to still communicate with the dad. Oh, update me on what the child's doing, and you ain't gotta do all that. Because we don't always share as a child. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times the lines get blurred on what you have say so on. You know what I mean? The lines get very blurred. So, I'm all for, co-parenting, healthy co-parenting and things of that nature. But as dads, you have to draw a line in the sand. And I know for a lot of us, the child support thing is always dangling over our foreheads. Oh, you don't want to answer the phone? Child support. Oh, you want to move on? Child support. Oh, you don't want to tell me where you at? Child support. Oh, you don't want to be with me no more? Child support. You know what I mean? We know. It's always dangling. It is always dangling over our forehead like this, motherfucker. Pause. All right? But you can't let a woman you're not going to be with or you decided not to be with control your life. And that's just that. So, especially once you get into another relationship. So it's like, okay, do I sit here and see what this child support thing is going to look like? You know, and you know, or do I avoid the whole child support attempt and give her control in my life and then possibly affect following relationships? That's a conversation us dads have to have. And I'm saying all of this, but I'm also saying, nigga, if you're not a good dad, it's the after dark. I can say nigga if I want. If you're not a good dad, nigga, you need to get your shit together. At the end of the day, and I said this in my Anthony Edwards video, your child did not decide to be here. They didn't ask for y'all to lay, you know, and do what you do. Or did what you did. You did it. You just did it with a crazy motherfucker. Now the child should not have to grow up without you because of that. But again, no buts. But again, no buts. Once more, the mother should not be able to control your life. All right? Let's move on.
Let me go ahead and get this off my chest. Dog Haley ass out like y'all dog DDG ass out. Because y'all dogged that man out 30 days and 30 nights before she was even pregnant. When they even started popping out, y'all hated that man. Why him? Choose someone else. A streamer. Little Mermaid. Wow, she could have did so much, but y'all hated DDG, but she was two-piecing his ass up. Then y'all was still talking.
Yo, that is the funniest comment in 2024. Pause, 2025. My mom asked me the other day, cause she know business was really good last year. Well, social media was doing real good. TikTok shop was doing real good. I'm gonna just be transparent. It did really good for me last year. I did the whole, I bought a couple properties and everything. And she said to me, Ty, the only thing I regret, and my mom, she is 47, I believe. She's like 47 or something. She was like, the only thing I regret that you didn't do last year is start a business. She was like, I wish you would have started a business last year. I said, Ma, I have my podcast. Like, my podcast is my business. I have a show, and I had to just, pause for a second. I was like, Ma, I understand. You don't really even know what podcast is. You probably think it's just a joke. It's just a hobby or something. I'm not even mad at you. I'm not going to hit you with you don't believe in my dreams. You don't understand. I'm not even going to do that to my mother because I know the times have changed. I know times have changed. Like, I'm not part of the Roblox era. Like, when my daughter be talking about Roblox, I'm like, what the hell? And now when I see like grown people who talk about Roblox, I'm like, okay. And then I find out they were born in like 2005 or something. Okay. So I just want to share this with y'all, all right? Because this is just motivation. This is DDG's revenue on Twitch last month, right? Last month in May. So when people say, oh, you're just a streamer? Oh, just a streamer. You're dating a streamer. Like, it's so funny. Now that I'm not working a 9 to 5, people ask me questions like, hey, DJ D-Rec, put the camera on me. Hold on, DJ. Shrink the camera, man. Shrink the camera. You overdid the camera, man. What was that? You're gonna get fired soon. Listen. Damn, what the hell was I about to say? I don't even know. I think I just lost my damn train of thought. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. When people ask me, now that I'm not working a 9 to 5, like I haven't really told much of this story. If y'all want me to tell the story, I can tell the story. We all know the after dark tonight, all right? Ain't nobody checking for me. Only person that could check me is the woman upstairs, and I think she sleep right now, and that's my wife. But now that I'm not working a job, it's so funny because people ask me questions like, so what are you going to do now? Like, where do you, because I'm not doing the military. It's like, so what are you going to do now? Like, what's your next step? And I'd be like, I think I'm going to just live my life, continue my podcast and, just do what I love. They look at me like, all right. It looked like they want to say, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you, nigga. Because you sound like you ain't got no damn plan. You know why? Because certain occupations and positions in life have been promoted to be the successful ones. But what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of stuff that has been promoted to you is something that will benefit somebody else. So when I say something like, I think I'm going to enjoy life, and they look at me and they see, wait, this nigga ain't got no wrinkles on his face. He ain't retired. He damn sure ain't living off no pension. So what the hell he mean he about to enjoy life? Nigga, you better clock in. Time has changed, y'all. Times have changed. You could go on ChatGPT and ask how to make $1 million. Now, whether or not you do the shit, that's on you. I'm just the kind of nigga that's like, look, man, if I got a plan, I'm going to do it. You know why? Because I've proven to myself my plans actually work. So now I just got to keep making the right plans in life. Now, I mean, not try to live like everybody else, because I'm not trying to live like everybody else. Y'all not hearing me. I was driving my Honda 2010. It had like chip paint, gray. It's like a matte gray. The sun was shining on it. The paint was chipped. It just looked bad, y'all. It looked bad. I would ride in this joint every single day since this year started, because I really haven't had my i8. My i8 was getting rented to my friend. Shout out to my boy. Even though he gave me my car back in, a different type of position or condition, we gonna talk about that later. But that's my boy, though. That's my boy. We working that out. We gonna work things out. I was driving that Honda, y'all, and you know what people would say to me? Why do you drive that? Like, why don't you drive your i8? Why don't you drive your wife's car that you bought for her? Why don't you drive one of those? Why? So people can think I have money? So people can expect, he's doing, so I can stand out? When you're trying to be different, you have to be different in everything you do. I say this all the time. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So I can't be different, live different, but I think the same. So I don't. I'm driving my hoop-de-hoo, to my apartment building that I own downtown. Now, I'm not telling y'all that to gloat at all, but that's the reality. People want to look like they got money instead of having the money. The people that got some money don't really give a damn to show the money, because motherfuckers trying to get your money. Yeah, I mean, but I say all of this to say this, because I kind of just went on a tangent. The day and time that we live in now, you can really become your own person now. And when I tell other people that I'm now going to do that, I'm now going to figure it out for myself. I'm now, yes, I'm not even 30 yet, but this is what I want for my life. I don't want to wait 20 years to finally live life. 20 years, I'm going to be 49. That's not old, but it's also not my youth. I want to use my youth to still do crazy stuff. For real though. Oh, you must be in a Twitch. Hold on. But yeah. I wanna live my youth doing crazy stuff. Like, I mean, I still want to jump out of planes. I want to get up and just go to Italy. I want to get up and just go to Africa. I want to get up and just go to California when I want. Take my camera, take my laptop, and still record my content. Like, I want to enjoy my life on the beach. I want to watch my kids grow up. I don't want to this is the biggest thing, and I say this in my videos all the time. I hate the fact that at a job, I have to ask another motherfucker for time. And there's a possibility that motherfucker might not give me the time. They hit you with some shit like, nah, man, we need you right now. The numbers is low. I said this in my video. The numbers is low. We need you right now. It's peak season. Even though I got a once in a lifetime first dance, dance performance for my daughter that she's about to have. My son got his first basketball game or he got a championship game, and I can't go there because I have to be at work, and they got us working overtime. No, if that's your life, that's your prerogative. I am not knocking you, but that's not the life I chose for myself. So when I tell people, I'm working for self now, they look at me crazy. Let's wrap it all the way back around. When they say things like she's dating a streamer, she could do so much better. Do y'all not see that all of these rappers that you probably look at and be like, oh, he has big chains. Oh, he raps about money. He holds watts of money. He gotta be rich. He has all these music videos and big houses and stuff. That brother got paper. Don't y'all notice that those dudes is on these, trying to get on all of these dudes' streams? Haven't y'all noticed that? Last thing I'm going to say on this. Most artists are actually in debt to their label. For y'all that don't know. They get a loan to look rich. They get a loan for their music to get pushed. And they have to perform. Dance, nigga. Like what what Megan Thee Stallion said, Tory said, dance, bitch. Like, that's not funny. They have to get on stage and perform until they make that money back for the label. Streamers don't have to do that. YouTubers don't have to do that. Podcasts don't have to do that. Social media, TikTok people don't have to do that. These are some of the most independent people in America. Now, are we on these platforms? Most definitely platforms could be on some bullshit, don't get me wrong. But it's very seldom that the platform tells you, hey, man, you have to post today. If you don't post today, then you're fired. It don't work like that. Now, if you just go, you disappear on a platform, now that's different. They might blackball your ass in the algorithm. But it's very seldom. There is no overhead. So when people laugh at the streamers and stuff like that, they laugh at the YouTubers. Hey, I'm a YouTuber. My wife, she laughed at me because she took me to the Porsche. This shit is funny. She took me to the Porsche experience the other day for my birthday, and it was mad nice. Like, I was drifting. I was doing all type of stuff. If you haven't, try it out. The guy that I was in the car with, whole time, I'm thinking, he just a dude that work at Porsche. He just the driver, the trainer, whatever. So we talking, because it's an hour long tour or experience, and we start getting on the subject of what we do. I'm like, I used to be in the military or whatever. I did 10 years and I went to Iraq, and he's asking me questions about Iraq, and he's, what are you going to do now? I was like, I think I'm going to just live. Like, he's like, well, for money. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just going to live my life, probably continue my podcast and just enjoy life. I didn't go into saying, I have property and Airbnb and Turo. I didn't go into all that. Because what for? It should be normalized for a nigga to live his life. Yeah, I mean, crazy part about it is I thought he was just a driver nigga. That nigga said, I just do this on the weekends. He said, I'm a lawyer. I looked at that nigga and said, I'm in the car with royalty. That was a dope experience, though. If you haven't already, I definitely should try it. I'm going to read the comments real quick, and then we're going to go on to the next video. All right. Let's see. The ice blue is very fast and furious Tokyo Drift. Oh, y'all feeling the blue? Yeah, wifey bought me this, she bought me this do-rag right here. I really just threw this on in the dark, honestly. Like, I seen a blue shirt. I didn't even remember what color my do-rag was until I went downstairs, and my daughter was like, Daddy, I love the blue on you. I was like, all right. I guess I will go with blue tonight, In a way, streamers still have the same grind and rappers do. Nobody's fully independent. Yeah, I mean, I can see how you can say that, because their work ethic is pretty hard. But let's be honest. A streamer support versus rapper support is a big difference. Rappers spend a lot of money on making these projects. Streamers are just getting on damn live, making their day interesting. consistently. So now the mental aspect, y'all know I made a video about that. But anyways, let's go on to the next subject. The next subject. Y'all, I want to tell y'all something real quick. Hold on, I want to share something with y'all. Y'all know I'm very transparent on here. Y'all, I went to a new church today. Before we go into the next subject, I went to a new church today, and I was having one of those moments. Like, you know those, it was a small church. Last time I went to a small church, actually every time I go to a small church, they always have this moment where they're like, if you're new, stand up, introduce yourself. Now, I tell y'all about my social anxiety all the time or whatever. Just to give y'all a little backstory on me, I was not always like that. I was a comedian on YouTube more than anything years ago. In college, I was one of the funniest dudes in my friend. No, I was the funniest dude in my friend group. Like, people loved to be around me. I loved people, all of that. When I joined the military, I was actually student first, which means I stood in front of 300 soldiers and had to speak. Public speaking came to me easy. You know what I mean? Easy is what I did. And I always felt passionate up there, to the point where after my cycle ended, they wind up firing the person after me and put me back in the position because it was like, you did so good. You know what I mean? But anyways, so today, but after that or whatever, life took its course. You know what I mean? I ever did a class in Iraq, and I mean, it was because I had lost my ID card, and they basically made me do a class on why you should lose your card, and I made it into a whole comedy stand-up. I had my first sergeant, my commander, everybody cracking up. It was like, I don't know, it felt so like, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be. Like, so years later, I get into a relationship. This is where my social anxiety started, y'all. Now, I mean, I winded up getting in a relationship with somebody. Wow, this is really after dark now, because I'm telling y'all some things. I get into a relationship with this girl that I knew for a while, but I never really knew her for real. It's kind of like that girl that you had a class with, but she sit on the other side of the class, so you know of her. Y'all probably see each other at the pencil sharpener, and like, of course, this is not in high school or college or anything like that. This is grown life. But I knew of her, but I didn't really know her for real. So boom, I was sold off of what I thought I knew about her. I finally get the chance to get in a relationship with this girl, and I say get the chance because I wanted her for years, but I never really knew her. So after wanting her for years, my mind was made up of, this is it. I got her. You know what I mean? But now when I got with her, I realized this girl just broke up with a girl. And now she's with me. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm the man. I'm thinking to myself, I'm the man. Like I just pulled you from a girl. Like, I done beyond scared straight you. The Lord would be happy. I'm just playing. I'm not playing. But listen. So I done beyond scared straight him. Whole time we in a relationship, the shit is just not going how I'm used to shit going. Y'all, I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to be cocky, but I'm not somebody that has had trouble with women in my life. Like, I mean, I've had my encounters with girls that I dated and it was issues, but I'm saying, like, women liking me and showing it. That has not been a hard part. Even if they playing around, like, they usually show me that. Or their attraction. This girl would not. She would not show me she liked me. Now, I mean, and I think it made it even more interesting. Like, it added to the mystery. So as time will go on, I would say things like, like, I just give y'all an example. Nah, I ain't gonna say that because I'm a married man. I don't want to get too, I want to be respectful. As time will progress, I would find myself constantly, every time we about to link up, like, what version of her am I going to get today? Is she going to laugh at my jokes? She would not laugh at my jokes. Like, she would make, like, you ever tell a joke and nobody laughs? It's like a moment you're just cringing by yourself. It's just you and that cringe. and you're alone. You know what I mean? Nobody else found that funny. You're by yourself. So I would have these moments. I am not used to this. I'm used to people. If I'm in an awkward position, all I got to do is make you laugh, and then I'm comfortable again. I couldn't make this girl laugh for real. You know what I mean? But again, I'm so sold on who I think she is because I wanted her for so many years based off of who I thought she was. Now, one thing she did have playing on her side was that she was deep into church. And I was so, like, man, if a woman goes to church, she got to be this kind of woman, and this and that. Like, this is what my wife is gonna be like. She's gonna be very church and God fearing, and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, maybe God is trying to tell me something. I'm trying to do all of that, but I'm really just selling something to myself. So the whole relationship goes on, y'all, and shit goes on for like 8 months. At this point, I know her family. Like, I'm comfortable, like, with everybody. So now I feel indebted to these people. Like, they had a great family support system. She even told me, she was like, my mom is going to be really happy that I'm with you because they're God-fearing people. And now she's seeing me with the man. And you're a good man. On paper, y'all, I'm a very good guy. You know what I mean? Like, for a woman, I'm a very good guy on paper. Know what I mean? And that's not me tooting my horn or nothing. But I was in the military. I was in college. I had my own crib. I have multiple cars that I'm picking her up in. I have my side hustles. I'm respectful. I don't pull up to the house with my pants sagging or I smell like weed or anything strange. So for her, I looked good on her shoulder. That's basically what she was telling me after her being with the woman for all these years. So now, fast forward. I'm in a relationship where I'm trying to constantly prove myself. I'm constantly trying to, like, prove myself socially to this person. Now, I'm catching myself with my homies that I've been homies with for years. And I'm finding myself questioning myself. Like, I'm a little uncomfortable. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm talking to my bros that I've known for years. We done went through the wire together. And I feel like I'm my brain is trying to overthink regular shit. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on with me? Nobody would say anything to me. Yeah, I mean, nobody told me I was acting weird, so I'm thinking it was nothing. But I could feel it in my chest. That, like, normal shit started to feel weird. Fast forward. My social anxiety. I broke up with her. Once I realized, like, yo, this shit ain't even worth it. This shit is whack. I don't really even like her like that. Like, who she actually is, I don't actually like her. I wasn't in love or nothing like that. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'm in love with who I thought she was, and she's nothing like that. I love who I think she could become, but she's not showing me signs of she's gonna become that. So scratch that relationship, because the relationship is something that it really didn't matter. But what I did to myself is what effed me up. And this is why I make my videos and I speak with so much passion, because I know it. Like, one of my bros, he was going through something similar, and I had to just tell him, yo, once you feel like normal stuff feels weird, or you're who you are is starting to feel a little weird, you need to get out. Now, I mean, you need to get out and be real with yourself. Is this shit gonna change? Are these non-negotiables? Because you will lose yourself. Y'all, I'm somebody that could stand in front of 300 people and talk. I'm somebody that can make, if you ask me, anybody laugh. And I love it. I'd be that dude that gets drunk with the homies back in college, and I'm not trying to mac on the girls. I just want to make the group laugh. Y'all can mac. My laughter will work. You know what I mean? I'll be the entertainer. Dudes will invite me to their house parties to host. Like, stuff like that. So now I put myself in a position where I'm constantly questioning my words. Constantly questioning myself. So now, here we are years later, and I catch myself in meetings at work in my chest. It's just, I'm questioning myself. Like, okay, what I thought was right, is it right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is this, because I'm so used to that wasn't right for her. Like, everything that I was doing over there, it just was not right. So now everything else I'm doing, I'm questioning. So let's fast forward. I do my therapy. I do, I read books and stuff like that. I had to relearn stuff. Like, and I know some people be like, oh man, you was simping and you was whatever. And honestly, I probably was. You know what I mean? I probably was in that situation, and I damn near lost myself doing it. I wouldn't call it simping. I think simping is sucking up to a woman. I was never sucking up to her. You know what I mean? Like, the shit was definitely mutual. It was just the stuff that I would do. Well, I can't say it was mutual, but the stuff that I would do, I'm trying to prove it to somebody. If y'all remember the first thing I said, somebody that doesn't even like men. She didn't even like men for real. She was with a girl. But anyway, so now moving to now, I had church today or whatever, and I knew that there was gonna be a moment where there was gonna be like, stand up and introduce yourself, as a family, and because it was a small intimate church, they always do this. Any newcomers, now you're standing in a crowd introducing yourself. So my heart, I kept like feeling my heart this morning, and I'm like, nah, bro, that's the devil. Now, I mean, what? So I had a moment with myself. Yo, what are you worried about? My wife didn't even know that I was experiencing this, because I told myself I'm not going to show this to them. I'm going to figure this out with the tools that I've learned, and I'm going to conquer. I even got to a point where I was like, maybe I should go to a bigger church today. And I found a reason. I was like, because my son might cry in a small church, and, that might be weird. So I'm trying, like, I think my brain was subconsciously trying to find a reason to get out of it. No, that's how you make the fear worse. A lot of people fear public speaking, and I get it. But I used to be good at it. So I'm trying to get everything that was good about me to come back and then relearn more stuff. But anyways, so I get to the church, and I feel I was having moments of like, they're gonna call me. They're gonna call us to stand. I feel it. So they do the graduates. They talk to everybody else. They do like their altar calls or whatever. They was doing a whole bunch of other stuff. And then they said, any newcomers? We were the only newcomers in the church. We were the only ones. So when I heard newcomers, I just put my hand straight up. You know what I mean? Put my hand straight up right beside my daughter. They don't know. Daddy don't know how this is about to go. But like, Daddy's fighting something right now. Like, I'm fighting to defeat that social anxiety in me. Because this, to me, is the ultimate. When it comes to social anxiety, publicly speaking, is the ultimate. Are you good now? So I stood up. You know what I mean? My wife and my daughter ain't even staying. I looked at the motherfuckers. I said, y'all gonna leave me in this motherfucker? I stood up. I said, yo, we the Garrett family. How y'all doing? We live up the street. We've been looking for a church home, and I'm glad that we found y'all. This seems like a beautiful church home to be a part of. Everybody started clapping. While I'm speaking, one of my words, it felt like my voice kind of like shook a little bit. Like, my head, like, you know what I mean? But I continued. Like, and honestly, y'all, like, it could almost bring tears to a brother, because for so long, I was even fearing having that awkward moment of maybe my voice was shake. My voice maybe shook for a little second, and I went through it. You know what I mean? I went right through it. Y'all don't understand how proud of a moment that was for me. So, eventually I told my daughter, I was like, hey, stand up, because he was like, hey, I see, you have kids, your wife, is that your wife? I was like, yeah, it's my wife, baby, stand up. Like, so they stood up, this motherfucker, like, but it was just a beautiful moment for me, because it was like something that I feel like I have not proven to myself whether or not I can do that again. I was able to do it right in front of my family. I was able to do it right in front of my group. You know what I mean? Like, and I stood tall right there. You know what I mean? Like, right next to my family. Like, yeah, we the Garrett family. And one thing I always say to myself is, how strong a family unit is, or a house is, based on the father. And that was the only thing I could think of that allowed me to, I'm going to do this. You know what I mean? I'm going to do it because I know my daughter's nervous. Like, I know my wife, she's probably a little, but if Daddy does it, it makes it okay. Man, I'm getting a little choked up just thinking about it. But I did it. You know what I mean? I did it. And you know, my wife, you know, we got in the car. She was just like, yeah. No, my daughter said, she was like, Daddy, it was so many people looking at us. Like, I was like, it's okay, baby. You see, ain't nothing happened to Daddy when I got up there. You know, I was able to use myself as an example of, baby, it's fine. You know, little did she know Daddy had to fight himself. Daddy had a little inner battle, you know. So it was beautiful. And this is the last thing I want to say on that subject, and then we can really move on. I work out my body. Like, I really work on myself, y'all. Like, I'm probably a maniac in my real life, but I really, like, work on myself. Like, take pride in the shit. Like, some people have hobbies of, whatever the fuck people do, you know. I like to work on my body. You know, I like to really figure out, like, how could I be a great husband and dad to a boy and a daughter? Okay, now I'm doing YouTube. How can I become even smarter to where I'm giving real value and not just entertainment? Because I know I can be entertaining. How can I give both? I got to start reading books. Like, I got to get sharp, like smarter than the average. I love business. I work on these things, y'all. I talk to God. I go on walks every morning, cold showers every morning, read 10 pages every morning. This is how I start my day. But there's certain things I'm good with a gun. I go to boxing classes. You know what I mean? There's certain things that in the back of my mind, it's like, man, you good at all those things. You good at all those things, but you can't publicly speak. Like, just the thought of public speaking. Damn, that kind of hurt. It's like a fear just rushes on your body. Just imagine yourself standing up there. Just a fear. But to know that I conquered that today. After, I mean, I used to do it in the past. It's just I haven't done it recently to know whether or not I can still do it. Like, am I going to, my name is Tyreek Garrett in front of my family? Like, I didn't know if that was going to happen. So it becomes a real damn fear, you know? So to just walk away from that and being like, man, I did it. I'm super proud of myself. You know, I'm super proud of myself because that's another thing I want to add to my arsenal that I can do. It is okay to be nervous. It is okay to get up there and your voice shake a little bit until you get comfortable. It's okay. It's okay to be just nervous in general. You know what I mean? But it's not okay to let that nervousness control you. And today, the nervousness did not control me. And that's why I'm so happy. So, if y'all don't mind, just putting some hand claps in the chat, you know what I mean? As I clap for myself. You know what I mean? As I clap for myself. Because now I just feel like the sky is the limit. Because I feel, I'm feeling like the good parts of the old me is coming back. You know what I mean? Like that, the funny me, you know, the publicly speaking me, you know, just being able to have fun. You ain't got to drink me, you know, all of that stuff. Yo, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all. But yo, yeah, I just really wanted to share that with y'all because y'all know y'all all my people, you know, and that was huge for me. That was really huge for me. I know for some people it ain't really that deep, but for me it is. So. And you should always celebrate yourself, all right? Don't just speak down to yourself when you mess up. Always celebrate yourself. But thank you. Thank you for everybody in the chat for all the love. Whew. All right. With that being said, I am going to go get myself some water. Matter of fact, let me see if my daughter is still awake. Ladybug. If I know my daughter, she's still around. Ladybug. I think she's running downstairs right now. She's running downstairs, y'all. It's because her room is right here. I thought she was in the kitchen. I ain't mean for her to run all the way downstairs.
His fall off.
Hold on. Are you calling me? Yeah, baby. Can you grab Daddy some water, please? Are you recording? Yeah, I'm recording. I'm actually live right now, so people could. Nah, you got to come this way. Just do it. Hi. I was telling them, come here. I was telling them how Daddy was speaking at church today.
Yeah, he was nervous.
How you know I was nervous?
Because was in your voice, and you didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming.
No, none of us did.
Yeah. Did you have fun today in church?
Mhm.
You did. Yeah. All right. Can you grab Daddy some water? Thank you. Well, damn. Just when you thought you was a performer, your kids gonna tell you the truth. Son, you was up there shaking. Thank you, baby. Yeah, I thought you was in the kitchen. Well, I thought you was in the...
I was upstairs, but I heard you calling me, so I went downstairs.
I heard your little footsteps running full speed down the stairs. I was like, y'all, I think she's running downstairs. Thank you, baby. Close that door. She said, nah, you was nervous, nigga. You was nervous. Don't think you was up there like Denzel. You wasn't up there like Obama, daddy. All right. Anyways, we gonna move on. But yeah, like I said, though, even knowing that I did it nervous, I mean, it still feels great for me, to know that I was still able to complete it. She was able to see me do it while daddy was nervous. And I don't know if you heard what my baby girl said, because you didn't see it coming, daddy. So now, when it's her, when she's in a position and she doesn't see something come, she's like, oh, snap, like they called me up. Yeah, I'm nervous, but my dad, I watched him still talk while he was nervous. Yeah, I mean, that's how I take that. But let's move on, man. Let's move on. Let's move it on. All right, Zion Williamson. Zion. See, a lot of people, y'all don't really know Zion Williamson for real. All right. He said, kids gonna tell you, as someone with 2 young sisters, they quick to flame my ass. Just roasting the nigga. Damn. This when a brother was up. You gonna drag a nigga down. But yo, look, we gotta move on. So Zion Williamson, y'all. A lot of people may not know who Zion Williamson is. Let me just tell y'all, especially for the ladies that's in the chat, because y'all probably don't watch basketball. This brother was supposed to be the next LeBron James. He was supposed to be the next LeBron. I mean, the stuff he was doing in high school, even the stuff that he's still able to do now, he's not supposed to be able to do this at his size. The brother was supposed to be the next one. I mean, he was that good. So, ladies, I know I'm not talking so much to the fellas because I know the ladies don't know him, so I'm kind of trying to give him an intro. But the brother was that good. He is that good. The brother cannot keep his pee-pee in his pants. He comes from a school of white folks. I mean, so now he's probably getting attention from all these BBL vixens that he ain't never seen in his city before. And he's like, yo, they love me. Not knowing that they want him for his money. They want the brother for his money. So the brother can't keep his pee-pee in his pants. So now I think he's gotten one of the girls pregnant or something like that. And I know it was just a couple of stories, but we're going to listen to her right here, and she's going to basically, give us some insight.
Needs to be studied. Whether you're into sports, his fall off needs to be studied. Whether you're into sports or not, let me explain the rise and fall of Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson was him. People were so obsessed with him that there was a Zion cam at March Madness where you could literally just watch him. He was a human highlight reel with the frame of a linebacker, doing 360s with his body and windmill dunks over 6'9" defenders. He used to fly. He dominated so much in college basketball that people were saying he was the best prospect since LeBron, which got him selected #1 overall to the New Orleans Pelicans. The pressure was on. He was expected to revive New Orleans basketball, replace Anthony Davis, and become the future face of the league alongside Ja Morant, who was selected second. And when he was healthy, he was him, averaging 27 points a game on 61% shooting, and he was an all-star at 20 years old. But that's when he was healthy. His rookie year, he tore his meniscus. Then the next year, he had a foot injury. Then the next year, he played well. Then he strained his hamstring. And then every offseason, it's like, Zion looks better, he's coming back. And then he gets hurt again, and again, and again. And when he's on the court, he looks amazing. But he can't stay on the court long enough to really prove anything. Part of the problem was his weight, and I never want to body shame anyone, and so this isn't the place for that. However, it's believed that his fluctuating weight contributed to his lower body injuries that kept coming and coming and coming. NBA insiders even said that he was 300 plus pounds. Word on the street in the NBA is that he is lazy and unmotivated. Stephen A. Smith even said on national television that chefs in New Orleans love it when Zion comes through the doors of their restaurant because he will, quote, eat the table. No, I'm not making that up. Then there's his messy off the court life. My mother follows me, so I will not be reading the below tweet out loud, but please pause to read now. Yeah. I also have a full video up on my page detailing this situation. She even posted screenshots where Zion was offering to move her to New Orleans, and this...
Hold on, let's read some of this real quick. I just skipped right over. I let you in my mouth last week when we... You could have told me you had another woman, I'm guessing, pregnant. How was that gonna work, moving us both to New Orleans? You think I would have found out?
I also have a full video up on my page detailing this situation. She even posted screenshots where Zion was offering to move her to New Orleans, and this whole thing just straight up embarrassed the Pelicans front office. And now he's being accused of some low-down dirty stuff off the court, like SA and bad stuff. He was suspended by his team for 1 game for violating team protocols. You see, after a 27-game absence with a hamstring strain, Zion was expected to rejoin his team, and he was late for the team flight. Zion Williamson has played in 214 games in his NBA career and has missed 268. And he's currently on a 5-year, $197 shoe deal with commercials. Bad news is he still has yet to play in a playoff.
Okay, so I thought she was gonna... All right, so I'm gonna play this video of Cam because she ain't talk about the stuff that I wanted her to talk about, which is the new stuff. You know what I mean? I ain't watched that video yet, so... Zion Williamson, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Zion Williamson, he is in like some type of allegation with that same woman that apparently he been putting hands on her. Now, I don't know if it's true. But what I will say is if somebody is whooping your ass, right, wouldn't you want their asses in jail? So apparently they're not filing for like criminal charges. They're trying to get money out of him. Like that's literally what they said. They said they just want money. Yeah, I mean they don't care for him to go to jail. They just want to get the money. So this is what Cam had to say. Now, if y'all don't know who Cam is from Harlem. Now, I mean, he's a New York native, just like myself. So he might get a little greasy in his response. All right. So I just want to, if you got sensitive ears, this is, sensitive time.
I hate this shit. Because I can't even say, if I say what I want to say, I'm wilding. I'm wilding. But I'm going to say a little bit of what I want to say. Yo, listen, man. You ever hear Zion arguing about these bitches, Mariah Mills? Same thing the bitch Mariah Mills you talk about. So those who don't know Mariah Mills, she's a porn star that Zion fucked and she was losing her mind because Zion curved her. She came out after this statement came up with this situation talking about, this is what I was saying, and to all the victims out there. Bitch, you never called rape. Bitch, you was mad he got another bitch pregnant and you was upset about, you do porn, niggas come on your face for a living. You get paid for Buraki. When 8 niggas come on your face, the bukinage, whatever it's called, you're a porn star. You get paid for cum on your face. You suck dick. You do double penetration. I seen the joints. I got off to a couple of them a couple times or two. I felt you was a stalker.
That's crazy.
I caught a couple joints on her joint a couple times because she ain't a bad looking chick, but then when she started stalking her, I said, I can't even jerk off to the bitch no more because she's a stalker. The shit is man whack. For her to chime in today, shut the fuck up. You are a cum bucket slut. This is what you do for a living. Zion got his rocks off with the bitch. You got to think about this. If I jerked off to the bitch, he probably is a little kid jerking off to the bitch. Then when you get the boner, he like, yo, I boned the bitch that I been jerking off to my whole middle school and high school life. Didn't know she's gonna get attached and go crazy. Now she talking about to all the victims out there. First of all, you shut up. You shut up. That's first and foremost. We don't want to hear from you. You should go to jail.
Nigga said you
You're the
shut
one that
up.
should go to jail for harassing this nigga. You ever hear?
But nah, it's a fact though, yo. Cam is retarded, yo. I don't know if y'all seen the interview he did with one of Diddy's. Tell me if y'all want to do a reaction on this. But he did an interview with one of Diddy's like playboys, like one of the dudes that was pulling up to Diddy's hotels with Diddy and Shorty. I forget Cassie or something like that. Yeah, Cassie, and was giving it to Cassie while Diddy was watching. He did an interview with that dude. That had to be one of the craziest interviews I've ever seen in my life. Yo, if y'all want me to do a reaction to that tonight, we could do that. You know what I mean? It's a very, like, you're definitely gonna be locked in on your phone, because the questions that Cam asked, they would not have put that on CNN. You know what I mean? And that's what makes podcasting so fire. Hold on, yo, my do-rag look crazy. But yeah, if y'all want to do that, we could do that. Y'all want to do that? Y'all want to do that? All right. We might have to do that. All right, look. But yo, Mariah Mills, she is who she is. Know what I mean? Like she is who she is. She is, like Cam said, she's a porn star. You know what I mean? She a porn star. She probably got her OnlyFans, all type of shit. If you see her, she looks exactly how she sounds. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can't even sit here and be like, oh my God, I'm so mad at the robber. No, nigga, why you keep getting robbed? Move. I know they be saying, oh, don't be victim shaming, don't victim shame. But I just see the same shit with these ball players. They get with these girls. Now, I mean, that, like Cam say, they probably been whacking off to for years. They finally get them, and now you surprised that they not loyal. You surprised that they're not honest. You surprised that they thieves. You surprised that they going to the court and lying on your name. Like, you surprised after watching all the other niggas go through the same shit with this same category of a girl. Whose fault is that? That's yours. You know what I mean? Why are you messing with this girl, bro? I feel like these dudes, like, and don't get me wrong, like, she's wrong. Like, she's wrong, but I expect her to be wrong. That's the bad part. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing good I expect to come out of her. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the kind of woman I see her to be. Like, and I don't even know her. Like, respectfully. Well, this, I don't know, whatever. But falling for that trap, that same, I got a BBL, you got money, I want you so bad, come over here. Trap is like, yo, bro, when are y'all niggas gonna wake up? You cannot be always trying to think with your man downstairs. If you want to enjoy her, like Cam said, go in the bathroom and enjoy her. You know what I mean? But you trying to bring her to your crib. You trying to put real, 7 feet hands on this woman. And I'm talking about sexually. And these are the repercussions. Is it worth it? But that's the thing. So many dudes, and this is why I started out by saying Zion come from a different side of town where he's probably not used to seeing this. They hear ass. He probably been seeing ass in music videos all these years. Gets in the NBA, gets a different type of attention. Know what I mean? Because mind you, he went to Duke. So he ain't go to like an HBCU. So he gets to the NBA and he getting girls sitting on the sidelines and, winking at him and stuff and trying to get his attention in the clubs and inviting him places. Like, he's not used to these DMs. So the brother folds. The brother folds because a lot of dudes let cheeks run their life. And I'm not going to sit here and try to out him or nothing like that. All I'm saying is, bro, you got to realize that at some point in time, you got to walk out of that trance because it does not play well for most dudes. The more is not the better. That is a fact. The more you open yourself up to more possibilities. That's a fact. STDs, unwanted babies, court cases, headaches. Everybody that you have, even if you don't get her pregnant. Because everybody think, oh, yeah, as long as I don't get her pregnant, don't call her back. I wrap up. You got girls calling grape off of something that they did willfully. You might have choked her or something like that in the bedroom or something like that. And now she's like, yeah, I didn't ask for all that. I need 10 million. Is it worth it? For something that's going to last maybe like 5 minutes? And then after you're done, you look at her and you're like, when the fuck you going home, motherfucker? That's all I'm saying. All right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you have self-control in other sides of your life, a man with sexual self-control, I must have got something in my eye. A man with sexual self-control is one of the strongest men in society. Which is why American men are just out here looking weak. Be real with y'all. Niggas looking weak. You know why? Because prawn, or is there another way that they say this shit now? Is there like, man, this shit done took over the media. It's everywhere. Niggas is whacking off all the damn time now. The booty run their brain. Every man in America got booty brain. Booty is on their mind. If there was a CAT scan of your brain, it would be shaped like an ass. Because that's all you're thinking about. You an ass thinker. And this is where niggas is fucking up. Because now what happens? What happens after you beat your meat? Huh? What happens? You're feeling weak. You want to go to sleep. The day's over, nigga. It's 5 p.m. You don't even want to lift weights no more, You lifting the 5s instead of the 25s, right? Because you're feeling weak. So now we got a whole nation of motherfuckers just at home watching Mariah Mills. All they got to do is put booty in front of you. Give you everything you ever wanted in your life. You've been working hard, dunking on niggas, shooting the basketball, sun up to sundown playing in the rain, man. You made it to the league. And all they got to do, put some ass in front of the nigga. Oh, fuck it, I'll throw it all the way. Nigga been playing ball all his life. He about to throw that shit away. You know what I mean? For some ass that ain't even his. She giving that shit up under a paywall. Nigga, you could have looked at it for free. But niggas won't stop looking at butt. And that's the truth. You know why? Because that's what's pushed to us, brothers. Love the ass. Treat the ass with class. When you was in class and the ass walked in, you couldn't help but to look at that ass. If you see an ass, you got to get the ass. If an ass might be walking by, check. Nah, she ain't got no ass. All right, like this is what we was taught growing up. But at some point in time, fellas, we got to be free. We got to free ourselves from the chains that ass has had us on. All right, we got to release ourselves, break every chain. Like they said in the church service today, that was the message. And I ain't know I was going to be reiterating this shit tonight. But we got to break the chains, y'all. Release ourselves from the strongholds of ass. Because it's bringing brothers down. 17 lashes. It's bringing brothers down, y'all. Niggas is training their whole life to throw it away. To throw it away for the back shots. Because what good is the ass when she on the back? You can't see the shit. This shit is, she's only good when she's walking away or she's turned around. Everything you done worked for. Some of y'all becoming doctors, lawyers, hell, the military. And you're throwing it away for the butt cheeks. I get a little passionate when I talk about this, clearly, you know, because I'm quite frankly, I'm tired of talking about this. All right, I'm tired of seeing it. Anthony Edwards, you know, he about to run off on his kids now. You know, look, motherfucker, look. I catch a nigga at his 18th birthday, all right, before I got to deal with your black ass, you know. But why? Why did you get her pregnant, Ant? Huh? Mr. Ant-Man, huh? Because of the ass. See, women versus accountability, 100 men versus a bubble butt. That might be a discussion I start, you know. That might be a damn conversation I start up in the morning. Oh, man. Ass is taking over. It's the ass. All right. Let's see what we got next. Hey, hold on.
No, so
right,
you just
yeah,
said.
I seen this video right here. And I was like, you know, I'm going to bring it to my people, you know. I'm going to bring it to my folks. See what y'all got to say about this shit. Y'all, all right, we done talking about. Yeah, man. You said it perfectly, Devin. We throwing everything away for something that produces doo-doo. Now, don't get me wrong. But doo-doo? Doo-doo. What that girl said in that video? She said doo-doo. Yo, if you have not watched my video of the girls in Dubai getting shitted on, you need to go watch that shit. All right, that shit is funny. It was a girl. It was a woman in the video that she was like, she just found out. She just found out that girls was getting shitted on in Dubai, and that's how they was like getting this trip money, and they was getting paid and stuff like that. She was like, Zoodoo, Zoodoo. She was like, y'all getting shitted on with Zoodoo. You get Zoodoo on your face. It's just something about the way she was like, Zoodoo. All right, Joe, we gotta move on. We gotta move on for real. All right. That's funny. All right. Zoodoo. All right.
No, say what you just said.
I'm just saying, as soon as y'all realize the fact that when you get off of work, you don't get to lay down. You don't get to lay down. You don't get to relax. You don't get to go to sleep. Get it out your head. There's still stuff to do. We got laundry. We got trash. We got bottles. We got dishes. We got quality time. We have things to do. Now, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock roll around. All right, cool. Go to bed. That's what bed is for. But at 5 o'clock, when you're getting off, you don't get to go to sleep. You don't. As soon as that clicks, it gets together, you'll figure it out.
You about to go viral for this one.
It's a real thing.
Okay, so with just the context that we just got, right? The only thing we just heard, right? Because it's going to go on for a little bit more. She's going to give us a little more context to their situation. But with the context that she just gave us, right? She just said, you don't get to come home from work and just relax. You know, you there's dishes, there's family time, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So now, watching this, the first thing I was thinking was like, okay, she must be like a stay-at-home wife because she looked like she chilling, like she got like the you know the home outfit on right now. So she must be a stay-at-home wife, right? So I immediately thought to myself like, so you think a man bust his ass for 8 hours that you don't have to see and then has to come home and wash dishes right now? Like, if he so chooses to wash the dishes, by all means. And I'm all for definitely assisting your wife. Now, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, you don't help your wife if you got to stay at home woman. I don't say that. But if a man has had a long day and he decides to come home and relax, and you're giving him a headache about that, That is not fair. Because you don't know what that man just had to deal with for a mandatory 8 hours. So you're at home and you're choosing what the hell you want to deal with. And kids ain't no damn joke. Kids and dealing with a house is not a joke. So I am not demeaning what a wife does at all. But when a man comes home, you don't know what that man just went through. At the end of the day, you're at home taking care of our kids. If I'm at work dealing with motherfuckers I don't even like, just to bring back some money to take care of our lifestyle, and then I come home and want to kick my feet up, and you look at me crazy? That ain't right. That ain't right at all. Now, again, I'm all for, nigga, you can help your woman out, though. Now, I mean, it ain't just all her job just to take care of the kids in the house. Like, I think some niggas just run with that too much. But... you know what I mean? Like, this is a bit much. But now let's get a little more context.
When I get off work, I'm still working.
When did you become in control of my bedtime?
Okay, all right. That was the part right there.
Oh, I wish I could.
All right, that was the part right there. That was the part right there. Not what she's doing right now. Let's put the camera on me. Mind if I let's not put the camera on me. Let's just replay that one.
Wow! Let me see. When did you become in control of my bed?
It's a real thing. Because when I get off work, I'm still working.
So that context changed everything. If your woman is working a 9 to 5, you're working a 9 to 5, and you get home and you going straight to bed, and she has to deal with the kids after she just worked too? No, nigga. No. I completely disagree with that. Now, I mean, if y'all are equally working, y'all should equally be coming home to take care of the house. You know what I mean? That's how, if you're doing 50-50 on bills, I think you guys should equally be taking care of the house. Meaning, nigga, you don't come home and you just go to sleep because you're the man. See, that's where people F it up. If she's working and you working, nah. It ain't no where I'm the man, you are supposed to cook and clean. Yeah, but if you telling her to cook and clean, then you supposed to just be bringing home the bacon. And she shouldn't be bringing home bacon too. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? But now, again, if she is a stay-at-home woman and he comes home tired or whatever, she should not be on his back like that. But that's how I see it.
When did you become in control of my bedtime?
Shit.
Wow! Let me zoom. Oh, I wish I could zoom in. Don't tap my phone with it.
And then point 1. Uno, dos.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Nah, hell nah. You don't control my bedtime. I mean, we can have a conversation about whatever, but you don't control my bedtime. All right, y'all. So look. So this is what I wanted to do now, right? This is what I want to do now. The Bible talks about wives, nags better be on top of the roof than to be married a nagging wife. No, that is a fact. You know what I mean? That was one thing that, like, my wife, she always asked me, like, what's something that you really wouldn't want me to do as a wife? Now, I mean, you know, outside of the obvious. Like, what is something that will completely turn you off? And that's what I told her. I was like, nagging me. I do not like to be nagged. I don't like to feel guilty for wanting to be an individual. Like, and when I say wanting to be an individual, I mean, like, if I want to, let's say, go work out by myself, I don't want to feel bad for that. If I want to go downstairs after a long day of dealing with you and creating content and working out and the kids and stuff, and, you know, like, and I want to go play my game, I don't want to feel bad for that. Like, don't nag me. Like, because I'm going to do the right thing. You know what I mean? And if I am stepping wrong, feel free to tell me, but there's a way that we need to talk to each other. Now, I mean, I'm not for the yelling at me or talking to me like you're my mama, and my wife, she don't do none of that, you know, and that's why we have like a great just communication system in our crib. Even if, you know, it's a moment that is like, okay, I want to say something, but I don't want to come off wrong, so let me just say it, you know, a little bit later. And I think that's the grace you give somebody when you're in a marriage with them, because at the end of the day, it's about peace. It is not about being right. Too many people would rather be right than have peace at home. I love my peace. When I open them doors and my wife come running down the stairs, know what I mean, and hugging me, I love that feeling. I don't want to open a door and then my wife is, you know what I mean, she just keeps it pushing. You know, like, nah. I'd rather peace in the crib over being right. But you got to have the right one for that. All right, so look. So I wanted to do, we could do either one or two things right now. All right? So, because I know some of y'all say y'all want to see the Cam, y'all want to see the Cam interview. So we could either watch part of that Cam interview, or, because that interview is crazy, or we could do a whole Pop the Balloon episode, the new Pop the Balloon episode that just came out. Right? I really want to do that Pop the Balloon episode, but we will have to do it on Twitch. All right, we can't do it on YouTube because YouTube does not allow Pop the Balloon content to be monetized like they was before. So, do y'all want to go ahead and head over to, and I'm talking to my people on YouTube, because people that's on Twitch, y'all are good. But for my people that's on YouTube, do y'all want to go over there on my Twitch? Know what I mean? And honestly, we just hit 111 subs on YouTube. So it definitely, it definitely would be fire if everybody could go on Twitch anyways. Like, because that's essentially where I want to get all the anyways. Like, because that's essentially where I want. Okay, Boogie. I can hear you. You know what I mean? My boy YT in the chat was good. Was Goonie Google. Yo, yeah, so I really want to, all right, yo, look. I really want to show y'all that interview. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do both. All right? We're going to do a little bit of both. But yeah, if y'all could, but in the meantime, while I find the interview, if y'all could go download Twitch on your phone real quick, because when we do the Pop the Balloon reaction, I am going to get off of YouTube and we're just going to be on Twitch. Because again, they're going to demonetize this live if I just whatchamacallit, if I stay on here, stay on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and find this video with Cam and that dude. But in the meantime, I'm going to play some tunes for y'all. Just give me 1 second while I find that video.
Hold on. Let me get
Slick Blow.
Now I'm gonna take y'all way back when I was 8 years old. I was playing in my front yard, ran through the back door. That's when I saw my mama crying, yeah. So I asked what's wrong. So I asked my mama what's wrong. She said, baby, I want you to know that mama gon' always love you. And if you never listen to me, this is the perfect time to. She says, baby, I have cancer, and mama might die
soon. My mama told me she might die soon. I told her I ain't got time for love, not tonight. And I don't want to let go now. Every night I have those dreams about a nigga killing me. My nigga, is you feeling me? All right, did y'all download it? Everybody, go download Twitch. Y'all got me on here. Performing tonight. Yo, everybody go download Twitch real quick. But I found the video, the Cameron video. Yo, YT, my boy. Yo, if you have not seen this video, bro, this is probably the craziest video on the net right now. This is probably the craziest video on the internet right now. All right. Like, so this is this nigga Cam is interviewing this nigga named the Punisher. Yo, this is the craziest video, yo. This is the craziest video. So the Punisher is supposedly the guy that was giving it to Cassie, you know what I mean? And he's telling us the inside scoop on what that experience was like working for what Diddy likes him to do. You know what I mean? So let's get into this. But yeah, like I said, y'all download Twitch real quick though.
You know, I can't complain. It's been a wild couple of weeks, but you know, it is what it is. Pun intended.
Pun intended. Pun intended, man. So look, before we get into any of the other shit, you know, when I reached out to do this interview, you was telling me that you from 139th and 7th and 8th?
Yo,
Harlem?
my whole life, man. Since 73. Since 73, bro.
Stravers Row.
Stravers Row.
Word, man.
2019.
You never came down to Lenox? You never came to the park or nothing?
Bro, every now and then, man, like I told you, I like in a regular party. Cassie hit me.
And Cassie. So how did the first time Puff and Cassie get in contact with you?
Yo, they called up like they was just hiring a regular party. Cassie hit me directly, said her name was Janet, and said it was her birthday. So her husband said she could hire a dancer. So I just booked it like a regular party. At the time, it was like $200. I gave her a quote. She said she was going to be there with some friends. They gave me an address and a time to show up. And I'm thinking I'm showing up to do a party, just a regular little striptease for a birthday girl.
But like, that's a great answer. How do they find you? Like, is it ads, internet? Like, how do they even track somebody like you down?
Oh yeah,
Yo, is the Twitch good? Everybody that's in the Twitch, is the Twitch valid? I'm just making sure real quick because I just looked on my phone and it might have been bugging. Oh,
all my marketing and stuff in my business is like.
Yo, I need everybody that's on YouTube. I need y'all to go to the Twitch. All right, I'm trying to set it up. I'm trying to get everybody on Twitch so we could, you know, get into the pop the balloon after this. But if y'all can go on Twitch real quick, it's Ty Boogie Live on there. Just download Twitch for your boy. Now, I mean, we only got 4 people in there right now, so I'm waiting for y'all.
So Google searches. So if you go online in the New York City area and you put in male strippers for hire or whatever, my website's going to come up. So they just clicked on the website and called the number. And I just happened to pick up the phone. I don't think they were looking for me specifically.
Right.
I just picked up the phone.
Got you. Where did let's say the first time, where did these events usually happen at? Puff's house, Cassie's house, hotel? Like, where did these events happen at?
I was all super high-end hotels.
Gotcha.
So I remember it was the Trump Tower, Essex House, the London Hotel, the Gramercy Hotel. It was another hotel, Central Park West. I don't know. I don't remember the name, but they were all along the lines of super high-end, super suites. One of the suites, man, in the London Hotel, it was so crazy when I got out of it. I Googled it, and the joint was like $30K a night, yo.
Wow.
I never seen nothing like this in my life, man. The hotel room looked like, you know that scene in the Titanic when they walk in that ballroom and the stairway well comes down?
Right.
Like the hotel room was crazy, man.
How often did they call you or book you?
Like I said in my I can't remember the exact amount of time. So I estimated between 8 and 12 times, but it would be like every few months, but it would be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like I would come Friday night, then they come back Saturday night, then come back Sunday. And then I might not be called for 3-4 months, and then they'll just pop up. So at the time, I thought they lived out of town. You know, she would call me from a Cali number. So I assumed they were out of state. And she basically said, yo, can I hit you when we're in town?
Right.
But it would be multiple nights in a row, but months in between.
Right. And if some of these questions that I asked you may seem repeated because you've been asked these same questions, I just want, we have a different audience from with the interviews you've done, and some people may not know the trial or what's happening. So some of these questions I want to seem like it's redundant if you answered them 100 times this week. So I was reading that in the beginning, you didn't even know what was going on, or that it was even Puff was participating. Could you explain your first time going to one of these events?
Yeah, so like I really believed they were a married couple. Like when I got there, I didn't recognize Cassie.
Right.
Like I saw her face, she looked familiar, but honestly, when I saw her, I thought she was Megan Good.
Right.
Like if I was gonna
Thinking Cassie is Megan Good is crazy. Like, how do you think Cassie and Megan Good are the same person? Megan Good has like a distinct look. She doesn't look like anybody else. Like, am I bugging? Like, Megan Good don't really look like anybody else. Like, especially not Cassie.
And I was like, yo, I think this is Megan Good. But then when I looked on the Google, Megan Good was much thicker. So I couldn't really figure it out. So, and then when she said her husband, when Puff walks out to finally, do his voyeur thing and see what's going on.
So hold on real quick. It didn't start with Puff in the room.
Nah, it never started with him in the room.
Okay.
It would only be me and her. And she said at some point, her husband's going to walk in and I'm not supposed to acknowledge him, look at him, act like he's not even in the room.
Right.
So we'll be like on the couch, let's say on one end of the room, and then like on the far end of the room, it'll be like a table with a chair. And eventually he'll come in the room and like sit in the area across the room, like watching, and we're supposed to act like he's not there.
How often, pardon me, not how often, how long did it take until you realized that it was Diddy?
Bro, like, I want to say like over a year.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's crazy.
A whole year? Why? So let me, how long, okay, let's, I want to stick to that for a second, but how long did you know till it was Cassie?
So the minute I found out it was Diddy, that's when I knew it was Cassie.
So it took a year for you to find out for Cassie as well?
Yeah, yo,
okay.
I didn't recognize it. Like when I jumped out of it, I did try to do the Google searches. Like I wanted to try to figure out who it was,
right.
But I'm Googling a married couple.
Right.
So every result I'm getting is not leading me to the right places because they're not married.
Got you.
So then, and I never found out with a visual cue. It was a hotel, the ex's house, and I would get there, let's say 2 a.m, and sometimes nothing would pop off for hours. So in this case, they threw me in like an extra room in the suite. Mm-hmm. And just to kill time, I happened to cut on the TV, but in the TV had a welcome message. So the TV said, yo, ex's house would like to welcome Mr. Sean Combs. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea, man.
So that's how you found out that it was Cassie and Diddy by just cutting on the TV.
Yo, listen. I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but he's gonna start getting very descriptive, all right? And when he gets descriptive, I don't want y'all getting disgusted, you know what I mean, and dipping out. All right? If you got sensitive ears, mute your phone. But he gonna start getting real descriptive in a minute, all right?
He is seeing the introduction on the television. Wow.
On the TV.
Wow. I seen also in the trans.
It's not gonna be like uncomfortable type of descriptive, like on some like, hey, yo. Well, kind of, but it's go. Just listen.
Scripts that you would say that it was just a sex scene in the beginning, nothing, no intercourse. How long until you had actual intercourse? What was happening in the first few sessions when it wasn't any intercourse?
Nah, it was only the first session where it wasn't intercourse.
Okay, so 10 times, one time it was only not intercourse the first time.
The first time. And it was offered, yo. But I was so bugged out. Like this wasn't my hustle, right? So right. I'm really in there thinking this is a married couple and they want to do some voyeur sexy scene. Mm-hmm. So we did the like set up on the couches, the baby all rubbed down or whatever. And then at some point, Puff jumped up. I didn't know it was him. He left the room. She left the room to talk to him. And she came back like, yo, that was perfect. We happy. We good. Mm-hmm. And then she said to me, yo, do you want to finish? Meaning, I guess, do I want to bust a nut out? You know what I'm saying? Right. And my first example, I'm trying to be professional. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, if y'all good, I'm good. This ain't about me.
Awkward,
and I just left. But she did say, all right, well, when we get back in town, we want to hit you again. Is it okay? I'm like, yeah, I just got $2K to rub down like a super bad chick. So of course I'm down if you want to hit me back, but it was offered to me the first time and I actually turned it down, trying to be on some professional.
Right. Was baby oil mandatory?
Mandatory,
Yeah, he got a baby oil. That shit's mandatory.
This nigga got a baby oil fetish.
Also in the transcripts that you said it was just supposed to be like a sexy scene, meaning that Puff would tell you to move the candles a certain way or tell her to move the candles a certain way for lighting purposes for his visual. Could you explain that?
Yeah, so like when I first got in there, she made it clear that this was a scene we were setting up for her husband.
Okay.
So, it was like couches, all the furniture in the suite was covered in sheets. Like everything was covered in sheets. So it was like a single chair across from like a big sofa. And we were supposed to sit on there and I'm supposed to put oil on myself. She's supposed to do the same. And then at some point we're rubbing on each other and we doing little like masturbating. I'm masturbating, she's masturbating, but you could tell it was act.
Right.
Like we're like in character, like one of them corny Cinemax movies. You know what I'm saying? Like the sex scene in them little Cinemax movies. So we're trying to make it look like the part, and then he would give subtle cues because he's across the room and the room's dark, everything's candle lit, and he'll say like, yo, move a little bit, yo, move the candle, I can't really see, or
yo, pause real quick. What kind of dude are you, bro? Like, what kind of dude do you have to be to sit there and watch your shorty get mollywopped and you like, yo, your toes is in the way. Flick your big toe. Flick your big toe. Yeah, grab her shoulders. Nah, the other shoulder. Like, what kind of dude are you? And then the crazy part about it is, what he's saying right now is not even a crime. This is not a crime. This is just some weird-ish. Bro, this is out of our realm, bro. Facts. Like, this is different, bro. Son is sitting in the other seat. Like, yeah. Grab her knees. Yo, I'm laughing, but this is wild.
Or move the body, and he would never talk to me, not one word to me, only to her. And if it's instructions for me, it goes to her and she tells me. So it was like a real scripted kind of routine, and it really went like that every single time.
So he was basically orchestrating a sex scene without directly talking to you, but telling her certain things.
Exactly.
Wow. Crazy. I seen also in the transcript, or I actually heard you talk about this, that Puff will have the Muslim mask on and be naked from the neck down. What was that like? Pause.
Yo.
Bro, that was like the weirdest shit ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already weird knowing like a dude coming in the room, But, I'm messing with the chick, and mind you, I'm seeing all this peripheral.
Right.
So it's extra crazy because it's not straight on. So it's at the corner of my eye. I'm like, yo, this dude got on like a veil, and he's half the time he's beating off and he's walking side to side. So it was definitely a difficult space to try to.
Son had on a veil, bro.
But I ain't gonna front, bro. At the time, I'm greedy. I want this bread. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the scenario, and I'm trying to make it work. But it was tough, man. It was tough.
It was just a veil. Somebody told me he had a Yankee fitted over the veil, everything. So everything was just covering the face. Super duper pause and naked from the neck down every single time.
Super duper pause
every single time, man. So that's a little construed, right? It was a veil, just period. Like the ones the Muslim women wear, so you don't see anything but the eyes. But I think at some point after like the year and change, and it was a while, he wore the veil for a minute.
Right.
I think they might have figured out. I saw the TV, and at some point he just changed to a Yankee fitted. So at some point he dropped the veil, and I guess he knew. Maybe he saw the TV on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I probably left it, and I guess he figured out. Homie figured it out. So he stopped wearing the veil, and he was just like rocker fitted.
Right. I also seen that you say when you and her were doing what you guys were doing, he would be pacing back and forth with a bottle of Astroglide.
Yeah, man. Every time, it was obviously something he was into in terms of visually watching it.
Yo, you know what's so funny about this nigga Cam? Yo, he's dead ass. Like, he's dead ass on all these questions. Like, no matter how funny the question is, he sounds so serious. Like, someone's walking back and forth with Astroglide. Like, he sounds like a real journalist, but he's asking the most off-the-wall questions right now. Like, hold on, I gotta play that part back.
At some point, he just changed to a Yankee fitted. So at some point, he dropped the veil, and I guess he knew. Maybe he saw the TV on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I probably left it, and I guess he figured out. Homie figured it out. So he stopped wearing the veil, and he was just like rocker fitted.
Right. I also seen that you say when you and her were doing what you guys were doing, he would be pacing back and forth with a bottle of Astroglide.
Yeah, man. Every time, it was obviously
like that.
Something he was into in terms of visually watching this. So
what was being done with the Astroglide though? Paul.
I guess he's using it as lubricant to beat off. You know what I'm saying? That was, he's pleasuring himself during the action. So I'm obviously he's using that for
nigga. Diddy.
Do you consider Puff a cuckold?
Yeah, I mean the whole time. That's what I thought it was.
Cam face, right? He's funny, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It's because you keep using the word voyeur. This is cuckold activity.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, we're gonna step it up to cuckold.
Yeah. So I'm saying voyeur.
So we're gonna step it up,
right?
Like when I came in.
You know why? Because they down. You know why? Because voyeur don't seem as bad as cuckold. So they downplay it with the I'm just a voyeur. Nah, you was an official cuckold, nigga. Because voyeur can mean you watching anybody, not your girl. Cuckold is when your girl is in play. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he sound cuckoldish, man. Did Puff ever participate?
Nah, man. Nah, he stayed across the room. Like I said in my testimony, the closest he got to actual action, like it was one time, all this stuff, almost every session happened in the living room, but it was one specific one where we got moved to the bedroom, me and her. Mm-hmm. So in the bedroom, he's in a closer proximity because he's walking around the bed. And at some point, like almost at like the strip club, he took like a stack of hundreds and just threw it on the bed while we was, when me and her was having sex. And we both was like, what's going on? And he just was like, nah, I'm enjoying this
Cam
shit.
is in disbelief.
And, we just kept doing what we was
sorry,
doing.
Bro.
Right. So the nigga basically, pardon me, I'm gathering information as we talk. Y'all in the bed, he's circling the room, takes out sack of hundred, just throw it on the bed.
Throw it on the bed.
Wow.
Nigga Diddy is different.
It's crazy. Sorry about that. I was just thinking, what was the most money you made doing this with them?
Every single time
I
came, it was $1,200 to $2,000. But like I said, sometimes I could come 3 days in a row.
Right. So
so it would be $1,200, $2,000, $1,200.
Fellas, comment below right now. Comment below. I want to hear from y'all. This is the After Dark. You know what I mean? We still going to keep it clean, because this is a Christian show. Nah, let me chill. But for, what do you say, $1,200, $3,000? Is you taking that job? For $1,200, $3,000, fellas, y'all taking that job? I want to hear y'all in the comments right now. Comment right now. Are you taking that job? Because I'm gonna be real in what I say. I know for me, I don't even think it'll have the same enjoyment because a brother is sitting there watching you with Astroglide. Like, you don't even know if he looking at you. Now, if you go that way, you with all that, you know what I mean? I know you probably, hey, you get the money. But you sitting there doing what you doing, and a brother is whacking off in the corner with a veil on. Or, even worse, a New York fitted. Yo, which one is worse, though? The New York fitted or the nigga in the corner with the veil? Like, yo, which one is worse, bro? That's crazy. Like, yo, if you sitting there and you put yourself in this weird ass position, you like, damn, I'm down and out. I really need this 3,000. Which one is worse? A nigga in the corner with a veil on covering his face, or a nigga sitting there with the gritty look on his face with the New York fitted, like just watching y'all niggas like with Tim's on and socks. Like, this nigga Diddy was different. Diddy is different, boy. But the crazy part is, this ain't even a crime. So Cassie just, by what he's saying, she was just with some weird stuff. You know what I mean? Like according to what he talking about.
For that, you know what I'm saying?
For that session.
3 days. Yeah, exactly.
Got you. And it will last 2-3 days?
Yeah, 2-3 days, but not straight. Like a few hours, I'll go home, you'll come back again. A few hours, I'll go home, come back again. You know?
Hey, if you haven't already, get on the Twitch.
Some wild
get on the Twitch, y'all.
I also seen that you say Cassie said she felt comfortable with you. Did you take that as she liked you?
Not really. I knew it was clear, man. This was something we were setting up for her dude, right? At the time, I'm thinking her husband, because she said this to me the very first encounter, right? So I didn't think it was a personable, she's into me. But obviously, if this is something that has to be done based on their sexual fetish, well, she's going to do it with somebody that, all right, I'm comfortable with this dude, you know?
Right.
So I always took it as, however the vibe was, however things went, it worked for her. So that's why she said, I want to call you back, you know?
Got you. Did Puff ever appear jealous while you guys were having intercourse or participating with each other?
Y'all, I'm creating a thumbnail
Not
right
at
now.
all, man. Not at all. It was like good to go. Like I told you, the focus was making sure he got the right visuals, the lighting was right, put more baby oil on. Like he was into it from an enjoyment standpoint, not. Yeah.
So, but you saying he basically never was jealous. Did Cassie ever reach out to you without Puff?
Nah, I was strictly busy. And honestly, man, I wasn't even trying to play that, get caught up in some type of fantasy. I know one of the other dudes got caught up in some fantasy of they could be together. I knew what it was, man.
Right.
I'm in.
Yo, real quick, have y'all been getting commercials? Y'all on YouTube, have my commercials been on, or my ads? I don't even know if my ads have been on this whole time. Can somebody tell me real quick, have my ads been on? Somebody in the YouTube chat, tell me.
She with a dude in $30,000 a night suites. Like I move, I can pull it off with chicks, but that's a tough act to follow. You know what I'm saying? So I saw it as an opportunity, man, and I was just trying to come through to, come up whatever way I could with that easy money, how I saw it.
Yeah, I ain't knocking you, my nigga. How was that pussy, though?
I mean, bro.
Cam is crazy.
Even if it was fire.
Bro, was the pussy good, family? Let's stop the political shit. We was Harlem time, my nigga. You 39th Street on 40th. Was the pussy, how was that pussy,
Cam
my
is
nigga?
Crazy.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I couldn't get there, bro.
Okay.
Like, I got a dude pacing back and forth beating his joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My
weird,
peripherals,
bro.
my spider senses is wilding. You know what I'm saying? And especially when I found out it was Puff. When I found out it was Puff, it got all the way worse because if you grew up in Harlem, if you grew up in that era, I can't validate it, but everybody knows there's rumors, right? There's rumors that he could be, you know, interested in dudes. So the whole time I'm semi-paranoid. Like I wrote in my book, bro, for real. I got a hearing problem.
Right.
And sometimes when he would give her directions, I would hear like something completely different. Like he'll say, yo, I like the position you in, and I'm like, yo, did he just say I wish I could penetrate him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm hearing, like, yo, hold up, wait, what did he just say? Like,
so basically, you never could get comfortable because
Cam is stupid.
So
for this
let's just
whole
be clear
interview,
and get the elephant out the room for the audience. You're not gay? You're saying
absolutely not, bro.
Right?
Yeah, nah, he's just a weirdo, bro.
So therefore, you're saying that already. Just to put up.
Yo, my people that's on YouTube, comment below right now. Can y'all see ads? Yes or no? Have y'all been seeing ads?
Everything into perspective. That you're there for this chicken to get this money.
I don't even know if I turned it on.
You don't know it's Puff this whole time. So you already thinking like, okay, this nigga's being weird, whoever it is, and I got to keep an eye out for him because we don't know what type, in case he want to, if he get mad, if he want to join. I'm not with none of that. I'm here to bone your bitch like you paid me to do and stay the fuck out of it. But what you're saying is the paranoia intensified once you found out it was Puff and you like, oh, hold on, now this shit done got to 10 because not only am I fucking this nigga girl, but it's Puff. So now you saying you hearing shit that you wasn't hearing, and now you can't really enjoy the pussy like you want to enjoy it. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like I'm not intimately connected, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I don't think I got a real erection the entire time.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna stop that right there. All right, y'all get the point. Yo, that interview, Cam, I think Cam is he's just as grimy being I can't even call it grimy because it's not really grimy, but he's just as, I don't even know, he's just as Cam, bro. Like as he is in music, as he is a journalist. He is Cameron, bro. He's gonna be Cam. Candid. Perfect word. You know what I mean? Son is straightforward. He's asking the questions that, I mean, no other outlet's gonna ask. Like, what is the actual experience going on? Diddy's in the corner? What's good? What's good? What's good? Diddy's in the corner? With the Astro? Watching his girl get pinned in the pillow. Directing shit, yo. Like, I ain't even know this was a thing that dudes is out here doing until the last few years. Like, I think Adam 22 had some weird shit going on and it was calling him a cuckold or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Do not look it up. This is weird. That is weird stuff, bro. If you into that, that's what you into. But nah, bro. There gotta be other stuff, bro. That's just weird stuff. You know what I mean? But anyways, without further ado, we gonna get into this Pop the Balloon episode. Probably watch a little bit of it. Not gonna watch the whole episode and then crazy. But yo, if you wanna watch it with me, you have to go on my YouTube. I mean, you got to go on my Twitch. All right. So my people that's on YouTube right now, I'm going to end the YouTube. All right. I'm going to give everybody a second. Pleasure is different for everyone. Yeah, it's different for everyone. But I mean, my opinion is my opinion, and that's weird. But like I said, I'm going to give everybody a second that's on YouTube to go on Twitch. All you got to do is just download it real quick. You can sign in with an email. I give everybody a second, to download that so you can watch this Pop the Balloon episode with me. We actually going to watch this one right here. We're actually going to watch this one right here. All right. Yeah, we're gonna watch that one right there. But yeah, like I said, we gotta watch it on the Twitch. So y'all download Twitch real quick and go follow me and hop in the live so you can watch it with me. I don't want to lose my people, but at the same time, I cannot do the live while watching this video on Twitch. All right. So head over to Twitch real quick. I'm gonna give y'all until about I give you till about 1:16, and then we're gonna start. We're gonna start. All right. I'm going to a brief little break. Go give me some snacks or something. Hold on. Let me put it on the screen for y'all real quick, so everybody know where to follow me on Twitch. Now let me take y'all way back when I was you. All right, I'm gonna put the Twitch on the screen so y'all can see it. So this is my Twitch. As you can see, it's Ty Boogie Live right there. All right. So like I said, I'm gonna put y'all on. I'm gonna walk away for a quick little second. Walk away for a quick little second. Give everybody a minute to go follow me on Twitch. Can't make it there, but hope you guys enjoy. All right, I understand, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. But yeah, everybody tapping into the Twitch. I'm gonna go grab me some snacks real quick. Okay. Whew. All right. All right, everybody from YouTube, all my people from YouTube should be in the Twitch. Let's see how many people we got on Twitch. All right, we got 9 people on Twitch. All right, so everybody that's on YouTube, I'm guessing that the rest of y'all probably gonna dip out, but we gonna get here. We gonna continue this, and we're gonna have a good reaction or whatever. We're gonna have a good little vibe session to this Pop the Balloon. But again, if you haven't followed already, you can still go follow. It's Ty Boogie Live on hold on, I had the wrong camera. But yeah, it's Ty Boogie Live on YouTube. I mean on Twitch. So let's get into this, man. All right. So I'm about to end the live on YouTube though. Let me end the live. So I'm gonna holler at y'all boys later, all right? Y'all ladies later. Whoever, was in my YouTube, I appreciate y'all. If you're watching this, the aftercast, the after record, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope this was entertaining for you. I really appreciate you watching the whole video and all that good stuff. If you would still go follow me on Twitch, because eventually I will not be going live on YouTube anymore. I'll be only going live on Twitch. Why? Because YouTube has a lot of stipulations and I don't want to risk my channel because I want to, go live and stuff. So let's go to a live platform. All right. I want to, move my community to Twitch. So if y'all would go follow me on Twitch, I would appreciate it. And you'll get notifications every time I'm live too. So it's kind of dope, So, but anyways, y'all, it's been your boy Ty Boogie. To all my people on YouTube.